Back to you. We'll continue just about every channel.
Just about every channel. What can you tell us that's new since we last spoke?
Okay. What we've got now, we had a little bit of a wind shift. It's blowing toward the southwest. The homes that are on Morelia Avenue from Cornelia all the way up to Pershing, we're going to go ahead and evacuate those. KPD is going door to door and knocking on those doors and letting people know that we need to go ahead and evacuate for this area.
How many homes is that?
I would say there's approximately 65 homes probably.
Can you give those cross streets one more time?
We're Morelia Avenue, and we're going to evacuate from Cornelia all the way north to Pershing Street. And that's just a precautionary.
Is the fire threatening those homes right now?
Not right now, but we just want to go ahead and play on the side of safety and go ahead and evacuate those folks. We don't want to wait till it's too late to evacuate them. But the change of the wind is no, we're not dousing any homes at this time. There's enough buffer in between, but we've had some explosions and the wind shift has changed, blowing this direction, so we just want to be on the safe side.
Talk about those explosions. We've heard a ton of them coming up. We have a fire truck right behind you. We've had a lot of those explosions over the past hour.
And that's what you see here is the fire trucks. What we have is an area back where we have the buses, and it's just sort of a rehab area for our firefighters and officers or anybody that needs that area. We're just moving that a little bit further south because the wind's blowing this way, and you don't want to set your rehab up where there's smoke and that. So
have there been any injuries to firefighters, to civilians, anything you know of?
We've had no injuries to any civilians or any of the workers or any of our firefighters at this time. We're basically dealing with a huge trash fire, lots of plastics, cardboards, and paper.
How many firefighters do you have working right now?
Oh gosh, we've turned in a second alarm. We've got 3 aerials and about six engine companies, big chiefs here, deputy chiefs, assistant chiefs. We've got a rehab. So I'd say you're looking at probably around, and this is just a guess, probably about 40 to 50 firefighters.
How many acres is the fire now? Was Christenberry Elementary evacuated, and is this a 3-alarm fire yet?
No, it is not, and we haven't evacuated the schools. There's no reason to evacuating the schools at this time. Only places that we're evacuating is there on Morelia from Cornelius all the way up to Pershing, and that's just because of the wind shift and because of the proximity of the fire.
We've been tracking the weather with Ken Weathers back at the studio, and we were discussing the possibility of rainfall. Why would rainfall be bad right now for this fire?
Well, because of the ceiling, the low ceiling, the pressure, low pressures, a lot of this black toxic smoke, the PVCs that are being carried away right now, if the rain come, it would push that down, and then you would have more of a respiratory issues and respiratory threats. So right now, with a clear sky, the smoke's carrying away, and it's doing just what we hope it would do.
Is the fire still 1.5 acres, or has it grown?
It's probably about 1.5 acres still, yeah. But you've got piles of rubble that's burning down into the ground. So, like I said, what I think, just based on how we handled the mulch fire in 2012, we're probably going to have to end up getting some earth movers in here and dig down to the core of the fire.
How long do you expect to be out here?
It's hard to say. I mean, we could be here probably a couple of days, and that's not out of the.
You see the fire almost spread in a different direction of the recycling plant. Has it caught any buildings on fire within the recycling plant? Or
not that I'm aware of that it's caught any buildings on fire inside there. I think what we're dealing with is just the rubble that's there, the paper, the cardboard, and the plastics. What you did feel earlier, that's what Tammy and I were talking about, was the wind picked up and you could feel it pulling from a southern direction. And a lot of times when you have a fire of this magnitude, it'll create its own winds and it's sucking for air.
Do we know how much propane is held there?
Not really sure. We've been talking with one of the business owners to see, but there have been a couple of tanks that have exploded, or what we think has been propane that's exploded.
So we think that those explosions that we heard, that those were propane tanks?
I think that's what that was, yes.
I can see KUB and someone in a doctor's coat. Can you talk to us what KUB is doing down there, and if that doctor is with you all or if he's evacuating?
KUB has cut the gas lines to the property, and they've also cut the electric to the property. So that's the role that KUB is playing here. If you see a doctor, I'm not really sure. I don't know who that is just yet. I'm sure he is here for a purpose. He could be from the health department, just monitoring the situation, see if there's anything that needs to be relayed.
And KUB is sticking around. There's at least 6 or 7 of them down there on standby just in case more power needs to be cut off?
Could be, yeah. But like I said, right now what they've got is the power that's cut off to the facilities inside there, about a 10-acre area, and then they restored power down to Pershing and down Morelia.
So, Sergeant Bettina, with the Knoxville Police Department, have you had any problems with people coming too close, trying to watch what's going on? Have you tried to cordon off people in this neighborhood from watching?
Yeah, we haven't had any problem with that. They're very respectful, and they know that the firefighters need their space to work and that they're here to protect them and protect their home. So we haven't had any problems with that at all.
And now with the evacuation, the mandatory evacuation, what are your officers doing right now to make sure everybody knows?
Well, what we're doing now is, of course, we're speaking with you guys. We're putting stuff out on our social media accounts. We're asking if you live in this area, we're providing a space at the Emerald Youth Foundation at 1718 North Central. You can go there. We'll have Red Cross meet for a more permanent solution until we can get this under control. The fire department has time to work.
And just in case people at home missed those streets that are evacuating right now, if you could reiterate which areas are evacuating.
Can I have the list, please, of the streets again? And I'll let Captain tell you those again real quick. The streets, the exact street number.
What they're going to evacuate, I don't know the street numbers, but we're looking from Morelia, running west down to Cornelia, and then running back to the north up to Pershing Street are the areas that we're going to evacuate.
You said about 65 houses. Estimated, yes.
And Sergeant Bettina, you're going door to door. KPD is going door to door to make sure that all pets, people are evacuated and out of these homes?
Yes, we are. And if you have a vehicle, if you live on this street that we're evacuating, you have a car, if you can get to your car, if it's on the front street, you can exit in your vehicle out of the front ends of the closure onto our Cornelia and Morelia. Yeah, you can exit that way, and you can exit onto Central as well. But if you don't have access to a vehicle, we will transport you to safety.
So are you encouraging people to find the nearest KPD officer when they walk out of their homes?
Yes, absolutely. And it also, if they're going to exit with their vehicle, they need to be sure and let the officers know that I'm evacuating from the area, and go to Emerald Youth, and then from there the Red Cross will help us set up a more permanent solution until the fire's contained.
So these people go to Emerald Youth?
Yes, Emerald Youth Foundation, yes.
Thank you so much, Sergeant Messina. As you guys just heard, this area is being evacuated right now. Those homes, pets, people, everyone, if you can, go to Emerald Youth Foundation, and from there the Red Cross will help you find where to go next. For right now, I'm going to toss it back to you. Kristen Farley is out here live now, and our barricade, once again, we are moving further back. The line is moving. I'm going to send it back inside the studio to you for right now.
All right, thank you so much, Gabriella. Yes, let's go over that evacuation plan again for you. Homes in the area of Morelia Avenue from Pershing Street to Cornelia are being evacuated. You see the tweet from the Knoxville Fire Department right now. They're being evacuated to the Emerald Youth Foundation. I have the exact address for you. It's 1718 North Central Street. If you cannot get there, or if you don't have a car, you're watching maybe on your phone right now, go ahead and let police know. Go outside, let police know, and they will make sure they get you there.
Yeah, they will let you through, and they will get you there. That area, by the way, that road runs just to the south of this recycling plant. Kind of runs parallel with that plant, and that's